Hi everybody. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Cece. This is my fitness channel where I like to share my fitness journey with you guys. I like to do what I eat any days, fitness vlogs, and everything in between. For more of that, be sure to subscribe. Every day is a gift, and I'm so grateful you decided to spend part of that gift here with me today. And I guess I'm back. Yes, who's back again. I have a warm cup of tea here, so make sure to go grab your tea or coffee for this chat, catching you guys up on what happened, the resolution, where I'm at now, and things like that. First off, Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing well. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. The best place to start is the beginning. So if you haven't seen my last video, make sure you go check it out. It's a short one. Pretty much just me announcing my break, taking a step back from YouTube because I was just not in a place where YouTube was not a priority. That's not it. I just genuinely did not have the energy to be on YouTube in the way that I had in the past. And ultimately it really boiled down to the fact that my job was burning me out. You know, when you're working for a company, it's a little bit different than when you're working for yourself or even doing a job that you enjoy. You have these obligations. You're not on your own timetable. You're following their time and their guidelines for things. And the thing about that compared to like being a creator is creation for me, it gives me energy. Like it is reciprocal. Like I'm putting energy into the world, and in the mumbo jumbo of the editing and the comments and the community like gives me energy. So it's like the circle where I'm getting energy back. And for this job that I had in the past, it was just taking. And I had nothing left to give to YouTube, to myself, to anything outside of my job. Like I just felt like I had no energy to give to anything. At the end of the day, of course I was getting paid. Like this was a full-time job and that was phenomenal. I love that, all the benefits, but energetically it was draining me so much. I didn't have energy to live my life outside of work, and that is a travesty. And you know, when you're giving and giving and giving and giving, that's what leads to burnout. Like it took me a while after even my video that I posted that I realized like I'm getting a little burnt out. I don't feel like I've ever experienced that before, so it took me a while to like find the verbiage and match that descriptor to like, oh yeah, this is what I've been experiencing. That's just partial of, you know, what I was experiencing. And when you're on that level of depletion, like there's just nothing to give as much as I wanted to, like so badly. To this day, I've always wanted to create and I've wanted to like put videos together, but I genuinely did not have the energy to do it. As much as I wanted to like push through and persevere and do more and you can do it, like I could not. But on my weekends, like I didn't want to do anything but relax because I wanted to get some of that time back and actually spend my free time doing things to relax my nervous system and to kind of like refill my cup up a little bit. And while creativity is definitely like a loop of giving energy back, it definitely takes a certain amount of output initially, right? For me to have the ideas and to film and to set shots up and to think of shots and think of ideas and put it together to get over that hump, to get that circle going. I just could not do it. That ultimately led to me taking a break. I think one of the hardest parts about this is I wanted to believe like I can always push through, I can always just do it, I can always just tough it out and climb this mountain, any mountain, and I realized I can't. I can't. I am not capable of that. And I realized for me that my circumstances, my outside circumstances outside of this channel do matter, are a contributing factor to the way I'm able to create and show up for you guys and for myself, truly. So another hard part of it was, you know, like I'm 28 now, I'm about to be 29 in a couple of weeks. And it's like, I finally had this really great corporate job. I had like a steady schedule. One thing I love is a consistent schedule, whether I'm full-time or part-time, I do love a consistent schedule. I finally had this good work from home job. I could work from anywhere. I could take paid vacations. You know, I had all of the perks that do come with working full-time. I had insurance. I had all of these benefits. Like, and you know, there were some ways my job was flexible that other jobs weren't. And I appreciated that, but it's like no matter how many times I listed out the pros and I thought about the pros, like the con, even if it was like this one thing, my energy, it outweighed every single pro because I could not live my life. I felt like I couldn't be myself. I feel like I didn't have the energy to do the things I wanted to do, again, to live my life outside of the shop. So it's kind of what led to me taking the break. This is one of those situations where like, if you're in it, sometimes you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in it. I was living, this was just my life day to day, and I was in it. So I couldn't really see it, especially once I gave myself and, you know, communicated with you guys, but I gave myself the permission to step back for a little bit so I can figure out like what is going on. Because I do want to create, but I'm like, what's happening here? Why do I want to do this thing, but I don't have the time or the space or energy or whatever to figure out how to make this thing happen. But in late December, I got a little slither of hope, a little silver lining. So again, my company is way more flexible than most companies. We got the entire week off paid vacation for Christmas. I think Christmas was like on a Wednesday last year, and so we got that whole week off paid. This is a positive thing. Like, this is amazing that I'm going to be off. I don't have to put in PTO. They're paying us to be off this week. The sliver of hope was like when I had that time off, when I didn't have to think about work, when I didn't have to really think about anything, like I started to feel like myself again. Like, it took me a few days. I was like, wait a second. I'm feeling like myself again. And I was sad. I was so sad, and I was so hopeful at the same time. And I was sad because I was like, I didn't even know that I was lost like that. I didn't know that that part of me was so far gone, like that I had to rediscover it again. And it's like, again, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I was like, wait a second, this version of me, the version of me that I hope to show up and hope to show up for you guys and for myself and for people in my life, that version of me still exists. It is just dampered down by this job. And I didn't even realize I was lost, and how lost I had gotten, and how far I had fallen. And it was really emotional. It was really sad for me. I was really, really sad, but I was also hopeful because I was like, wait a second, I feel like myself again. I was like, wow, I have a zest for life. Like, when I was in this job, I had this, it's the only way I can think about it is like, so depending on the way you see the world, right? The way you see the world is the way that you feel day to day about life, whether it's generally positive or generally negative. And that job made me feel generally negative about the world. So imagine this is me feeling generally negative about the world versus me feeling generally positive about the world, right? So every time anything would happen, and I was already feeling negative about the world, it would just like bring me down more, versus if I had the positive mindset like I'm used to, like who I am, one little thing might bring me down, but the next thing that brings me down, that would have brought me down in the negative mind state, that would actually propel me up on the positive side, because I have the mind frame to be like, well, you know what, let's just pivot and and have the capacity to think of new ideas and new directions and things to go on, because I have more of a positive outlook on life. And sorry, there's a stink bug. I've killed like 3. As long as you stay over there and you don't interfere, you're fine. Sorry. Yeah. So anyway, so my baseline, my base of emotions was way more negative and way more just down, like down in a way that it made me feel down about everything. And coming to the realization that I was lost and that I had to find myself again, I was like, it was just sad. Like, I've never experienced that before. That's definitely something I've never experienced. And I'm still like on this journey trying to, refine myself, reinvent myself. But again, I was hopeful. Like, I was like, I'm under here. I'm under this commitment that I have to this job and the task that they want me to do. And I knew that week that I was quitting. I knew that I was gonna quit the job. I literally didn't want to go back to work because I was like, I feel like myself again. The thought of selling my well-being for a paycheck, and it's like incomprehensible to me. I was, for the sake of a job, like I'm willing to sell myself. Like I can't do that. There's nothing that's worth me, who I am and who I want to show up at. There's nothing worth that. There's not a dollar amount I can put on that. So other thing I realized is I was just so misaligned. And that's the thing, like this company itself isn't bad. It doesn't have negatives. Absolutely. Every job does. There's negatives to every single job. I promise you that. But I just felt misaligned. I was not meant to be in that role anymore, because I think, again, like I'm not saying you're gonna have a perfect day at every single job and it's always gonna give you energy. That's not even creation. Like, you have your good days and your bad days. If it's always a bad day and it feels like I'm climbing a mountain every single day, like this is just misalignment and this job isn't meant for me. And there's someone out there who might be a better fit for this job, but I just know that it's not me anymore. So I ended up reading this book. I promise this has a point, called The Pathless Path. I'll put it up here. I think it's by Paul Millard. It's been like over a month since I finished it. And it just talks about how, we have the traditional path of get a job, you get married, you have kids, the white picket fence, kind of that kind of pipeline. And the pathless path is the path of creation, or the path of just stepping off the traditional path that you should follow. And like reading that book was like very emotional to me, because it was just so aligned with what I was going through. So I went back to work after December because I was like, I want to quit, but I need to be strategic. I need to be smart. I can't just like up and quit. I mean, I could, and I was tempted. Trust me, I was very tempted, but I was like, I need to be smart about this. Every day in January, once I kind of felt like I was definitely going in that direction, I would see all the positives in the job. And that's so characteristic of me, because I genuinely try to see the world as a positive place and have a positive perspective. And so not only was that a sign I was coming back to myself, because I was finding things that I did enjoy about the job and things that were great, but there will still be negatives every single day. And every night, like I'm not even joking to you, I would be like, well, this happened today and that was great and da 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 da, and maybe I shouldn't quit. And then it felt so serendipitous, read a chapter in that book that night, and it would be that exact scenario. It would just be so aligned and giving me all the follow-ups for things to do instead, or the author would be talking about when he was in that exact place in his journey to the pathless path. And it just felt, again, just very emo, very emotional, because I was like, man, it was a really tough decision. And so I put my 2 weeks in. On January 17th, I put my 2 weeks in, and I felt the biggest weight lift off my shoulders. It was like that weight you didn't even know you were carrying, and I just felt so free. Like I felt so free, and I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was walking towards it every single day. And it was a super hard decision. Like it was just so hard to make this decision, because I have fought for the job that I have. I have worked really hard to get the job that I had. It was quite a turbulent ride with this particular company for me, and so it was just really difficult for me to like come to that decision, even though I knew, like, that's the thing, inside if you should or shouldn't do something, and I knew what I should have been doing. And even knowing that, it still was so hard to be like, this is not for me. I got a jet. I measured it. It took 3 days of me at that job after that long break in December. 3 days back at work for me to, like, that energy that I had inside of myself to die. Like that energy about me feeling like myself. It took 3 days for it to die. I was like, it's just depressing to say that. And it was so sad to experience it. And I could just feel it fizzling out. And I was like, there it goes. There it goes. There she goes. There she goes again. So as much as I wanted to create towards the end of January, it wasn't in the cards. This was the kind of energy sucker that I just needed to get the ink to dry to close that chapter before I could pick up the pen to write a new one. So I quit my job, and it felt so good. Like I started looking at jobs like late in the process of me realizing I was going to quit, and I was like, you know what, I have savings, I can survive for quite a while if I don't find a job. And I was just so comfortable making that decision without a job that I do have something lined up, which I'm super excited about, and I hope to get more into as I start the job, which I start next week. It is super exciting. I haven't been excited about a job in, well, a very long time. So where I'm at now is an Airbnb. I booked myself a trip pretty much as soon as I put my 2 weeks in, or booked myself a little stay. I'm in this lovely tiny house for a couple days just for myself. I really felt like after going through what I went through, I needed to like recalibrate. That's the best way I can say recalibrate, find my center again, just like be with myself for a while. And I've been enjoying it. I've been here for a couple days and I leave tomorrow. And it's just been really nice. I'm starting a new job, which is something exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm mostly excited just to have a zest and positive vibe about life again is just the most incredible feeling. And I've been so missing it. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I didn't have it anymore. So I'm feeling much better and so much more aligned and ready to create again. I actually have quite a bit of footage I've been filming over the past couple days. I'm actually doing a 75 soft challenge, which I'm super excited about. You should see a video for that coming out really soon. I've already started and I already have footage. I've been filming here for it as well, which is super duper exciting. Overall, just so excited about life again, and it feels good. And so I'm back. There's my long story. And as much as I hated to step away from YouTube, I just know I needed to do it. And honestly, January was the best month my channel's ever had financially. And I was like, oh, I didn't upload a single video and it's the best month I've ever had. So I was like, that felt very reassuring for me that this is the right decision for me to make. If you're a late bloomer in life like me, still trying to figure things out, if you are just getting started on your New Year's resolutions, because that's what I feel like now. I've been like in the, what's the other side? Y'all remember from the movie Get Out, the down under, not the down under, that's I think Stranger Things. That's where I felt like I was for January. So this is my new year. This is my new fresh start and I'm so looking forward to it too. I'm happy to have you. We can kind of go on this journey together. Or even if you're just beginning again, like that's what I'm really just getting my footing straight and reevaluating things in my life and the way things should feel and the way things should flow, and that feels really good. So, you know, at the end of the day, I am luckier than most. I'm able to quit my full-time job and work part-time and still be able to pay my bills and still live a life that I'm happy with, and that is such a privilege that I recognize. You guys, let me know what kind of videos and stuff you're looking for. I've been feeling so good this time around about this 75 soft journey, which I'll talk about in another video. Just like really so excited to like be into fitness, be in the kitchen cooking food and having good meals and nourishing my body. It just feels incredible. So thank you guys so much for all the support, all the positive comments, everything since I've been gone and since before then. Thank you guys for sticking around. Be sure to already say this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up because that supports me and my channel, which I'm so appreciative of. And of course, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to let me know how you're doing in the comments. I hope you guys had a great holiday. How's New Year treating you? Every day is a gift, and I'm so grateful you decided to spend part of that gift here with me today. I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Southern California.